Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I'm here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week, and it is Monday, November 21st, 2022. Whew. Wow. Yeah. And it's just, it is today. And I am here. I usually do a meditation, but it was requested that it be a joke night. Now, I don't know if anybody's really going to do this or not, but I did find some jokes that I thought were kind of funny because there's more than one. Not too many more than one, but yeah, I'm here, and if you feel like jumping on and telling a joke, and if you don't and nobody shows up, I may just, I don't know, but somebody's here. Someone's here. Who's here? Who's here? Hello. I see there are 4 of you here, but I don't see any info at all because sometimes you just don't see it. Sometimes it's right in front of your face. Hello, Brian. Hey, Julie, Luce, Tammy. What's going on? Julie, and if you feel like Brian in Singapore. Hi, Brian in Singapore. Julie, Luce, if you feel like jumping on and giving us a tour of the flags, that would be awfully cool. I would like that very much. Hello, hello, hello. I see that there's some things that are crooked over, like right there. That's crooked. That needs to be fixed. And, but these are pretty much in line, aren't they? Kind of, that one might need to come over a little bit. Yeah, yep. That's what's happening. Church of what's happening now. I had my candle being hidden, like the kids say, hidden. It's important. Hello, Mom Grace with the beautiful face. I do like this candle. It's a good one too. It's frankincense lavender. Hello, frankincense lavender. Lavendar. No, it is lavender, isn't it? I used to think it was lavendar for some reason. I just don't know why I ever thought that, because I've seen it spelled that way. I guess that might be the Euro way of spelling it. You know, sometimes things are like that. I'm looking for my good lip stuff and I can't find it anywhere at all. Hey, she's on. We were just watching Dead to Me. I don't want to talk about it because, hello, Rob Morocco. Are you ready to tell some jokes? I have some. Are you going to jump on and tell them? It's all about the timing. Yeah, everything. Oh, thymulene. Really good for, wow, I'm going to do a thymulene right now. Thymulene. It lengthens the telomeres. It's a good immuno builder. It's homeopathic. My friend Dana, who you've seen on the show before, we had a party at Dana's last October, a year ago, October. Yeah. Dr. Dana, homeopath to the stars. Thymulene. Get yourself some. Get yourself some. So here's a joke for you. These are the top 50 jokes. I'm nuts. Went to the corner shop. I bought 4 corners. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the delivery. Julie, Julie, Julie Loose, do you love me? Julie, Julie. Hi there.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hi, hi,
It'll
hi.
it'll be a short one. I kind of tore apart my Thanksgiving to loan it to my my son's girlfriend. Um, so she because they're cooking Thanksgiving, and so she wanted to know if I had anything she could borrow. So it'll be a I don't know. So this is
You
just
mean your son that lives with you?
yeah. So uh she's cooking Thanksgiving. So
Oh, look at
anyway,
that.
this is the buffet. So everything's just kind of discombobulated right now because I was putting it on the buffet. So if there were things she wanted to borrow, I don't know. Can you see that cool little placemat? Family, grateful,
Yeah.
blessed, thankful, home, friends, and a little. So just little things that I put out that she could borrow maybe. And then my little tree
So
is
it's
decorated.
sort of like a Thanksgiving buffet.
Yeah, I have a new little table runner with pumpkins on it that runs the whole length of the buffet. So I put that out, little pumpkin salt and pepper shakers. And then I've got I don't
You have
know.
your Thanksgiving tree. Can we look at your tree again real
Oh,
quick? Sorry.
sure. Yeah. I didn't plug it in. It lights up. There's a
I
turkey at the
didn't plug
top.
it in.
And you
Is
see
there a turkey on the
turkey at the top, and then a little turkey that
top?
headband that I wrapped around the window.
You're
So
something.
anyway, and then I'll go outside and see if I can show. I was trying to give you a little more light to see the
What
flag.
are the pillows? The
Oh, I'll
pillows
show
on
you
the.
the pillows. So
Hi, Rob. Hold on. Hold the wire. And
one's
hi, Carl.
can you see just the one that says home right there?
Hello,
I can't
fall.
see.
Hello, fall.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's
So the
cute.
Hello Falls are raccoons with
Oh
legs.
no. Look at
Yes.
that.
And so I have two of those, and then the one that says home. And then this is kind of fun. It's a little wooden plaque that
I
says
don't
gas.
really have anything except it looks like I'm. Look at you.
And some turkey towels hanging off the back of the bar stools. So, and then I'll walk outside and see if you can see the flags. Oh, a little tiny bit in my entry. Let's see. I know. And then I have a funny story. Not a joke, but a funny story. So I left my scarecrows out, and then I added some more little things, some pumpkins, real pumpkins, and the flowers, and just it says give thanks on a little metal plaque, a little boy and girl. And then another little flag. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
cool.
anything, just let me
Sure.
know if you can or not. So that's what it looks like. And then so now I'm walking around. They're going to replaster the pool, so they came and chiseled out all the plaster, and so I'm anxious to see what will happen with that. So now I've gone around the corner, and it's kind of dark, but so here's two windows, and so
What?
one
Look
one
at your
turkey,
windows.
yeah, one turkey says Happy Thanksgiving, the other one says Give Thanks. Then there's one that I've had for a really long time. He doesn't say anything. And then the other one's got like a little pilgrim's hat. I don't know. I'll walk in the flower bed. Hopefully the sprinklers don't go on. So it's like a little pilgrim's hat and a pumpkin. It says Happy Thanksgiving. So I like to do that because it's cheerful when this is the quad grassy area out here. And so it's illuminated all night long. There are 4 nice lights. And so you can, walk out here at night, obviously, like I'm doing. And then to me, it's just kind of cheerful. It makes me happy. And I hope it brings other residents here some happiness too. So
It's
that's what I
lovely.
do.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's my,
Thank you, Julie.
yes. And
So
then
will she's gonna come over tomorrow and go borrowing?
Yes. So in the morning, they just got back from Los Angeles. She went with a friend down to the Lizzo concert in Los
Oh, uh-huh.
Angeles. And
Mhm.
then Justin met her. They've been dating now for 2 years. And Justin met her, and then they went to Magic Mountain yesterday. And they're back today. So then she called and asked if there was anything that maybe she could borrow to decorate, because she lives with one of her longtime childhood friends who is a police officer, and 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 she doesn't get off her shift until I think 5 o'clock Thanksgiving evening. So we'll have a late dinner, but she just wanted to set the table and make things, look nice. And so I thought that was a
Oh,
lot of fun.
nice.
So I'll let her borrow what I have. Um, but I do have kind of a funny story. It's not a joke,
Okay.
but so yesterday at church, before we went into service, the youth pastor, children's pastor, asked me, she said she was getting a few people together, some volunteers, to do something before service started on the stage, because we meet at the high school I went to, and the high school my kids go to is where we meet. And I said, well, what kind of contest? What's going on? She goes, well, one's with marshmallows and one's with whipped cream. And I'm like, okay, I might be able to do the marshmallows, but I'm not too sure I want to do the one with the whipped cream, because Jane and I go to lunch after service. She goes, oh, it'll be fine. So at the beginning of service, we do music, and then they do announcements, and they said, okay, so any of the volunteers that were asked to come on down. So I was one of 5, but the only female. So I'm on there, and I've got my fall shirt, denim shirts. That's kind of fun. So the first contest is they give you 4 regular marshmallows, the nice big puffy ones, and you're supposed to put them in your mouth and then say happy Thanksgiving. So I can't open my mouth very big, and so I'm thinking, okay, just cram them in your fat little cheeks. That should work. So I've got 2 on one side, 2 on the other, and they come by, and I can say happy Thanksgiving. And then they come by and they want you to cram a few more. So I managed to pull that off. One guy, I think he was Mick Jagger, because he didn't even sound like he had marshmallows in his mouth. And then the next contest was gobble like a turkey. So one guy just goes gobble, gobble, and another guy gobble, gobble, and one kind of flapped his arms a little bit. And so, of course, I have to crouch down low and flap my arms and gobble, gobble. So that was kind of cute. And then the last one was they put whipped cream on the back of your hand. And our pastor's about 42. So he demonstrated, you hit your arm, the whipped cream's supposed to fly up in the air, and you're supposed to catch it in your mouth, right? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, this will never bode well for me. But I was the first one to have to do it after he demonstrated. So luckily they put just a tiny little bit on my hand. It didn't go anywhere. It just stayed there. They go, oh, Julie, do it again. So I did it again, and I pretended to watch it go up in the air. It never left my hand. So it was a lot of fun, and I won a box of stovetop stuffing, turkey stuffing, and another prize was like the French's onion rings. So that it was just a lot of fun. So
How
and then
fun. Maybe they didn't put
yeah,
enough they didn't put enough whipped cream on your hand.
I was very thankful they didn't. I had visions of that just not going where it was supposed to go. So a couple of the
That's
guys actually got it. One had it like down his chin on his shirt,
oh
and
no.
one guy was really did it just spot on. But but it was a lot of fun. And then they were kind of surprised that I was actually game to do that, and enjoyed doing it. So anyway, so that was
How
Sunday.
fun.
So
That's really, oh, we need to, bravo.
yeah, thanks. Anyway, well, I'll let somebody else get on now, and do their and talk.
The wild crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. My little scarecrows and
Well,
I
you're
will.
welcome to stay on.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
going to bring on
who's coming on?
Rob Morocco.
Oh, lovely.
Ladies
Taking
and gentlemen.
Sweatshirt. It's warm in here. And you'd all be proud of me. I've never turned on my heater yet.
You're so funny. You're talking, so you're still on.
Turn it off.
Hey, Rob.
Mute.
Hi
Hi.
there.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, Julie. Nice to see you. Although let me just, I'm going to kill one thing. There, can you still see me, Jenna?
Yes.
I can see you.
Okay. I had Facebook going on at the same time.
Uh-huh.
I had double things and freezing, but
Hey.
nice. Let me see if I can get it back up. There.
11 people here. Hey, everybody. Rob Morocco in Canada. Julie Luce in California. Woo! And Julie and Rob right now. Hey, Heather. There are 11 of us, and Rob had the idea to make tonight a joke-telling evening.
That's it. We should call it like stand up with Jenna Mammina and then have
Stand up with the
Americans.
Moroccos.
The only thing
I have-
is, go ahead, sorry. Can you
No,
hear
no,
me
no,
okay?
no. Hey, Pat. Yeah, really well.
Okay, good. Thank you. So, okay, I'm going to tell a joke, I
Were
guess.
you inspired by something in particular as to why you chose this today? Or is
No,
it just we just need a really good laugh?
Yeah, it just popped in my head, joke night.
Great.
Joke night. You know, I love it. Like I say, for whatever it's worth, with especially what happened on the weekend and things like that, it's not to dismiss it, but things can be so tough, in the news and such. So
yeah, no, it's devastating what's going on, and I'm just heartbroken, and it's just too much. It's way too much. But I also know that there's so much of it in the news. Like you said, it's good to acknowledge what's happening, and we all acknowledge it in our own ways. And coming here is just a way to have a community of people. And
that's it.
I'm all about finding joy.
Yep.
So
trying to make smile. Like for me, it's also, we've had snow now for the entire month of November. It won't go away till June, spring. And although it kind of miled out a little bit today, it will still be below zero. It's
when do we get to see a Morocco then? Does that happen more like in December?
I mean, well, last week we hit -30, so ambient, not like a wind chill. So yeah, we could have had a Morocco one night, but yeah, in December we'll be going, at it nonstop. So for sure, but it is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, not so much like most of you people in Californians. I'm going to call you Californites. And the only reason I said that is there was going to be a prize fight here with Mike Tyson. So he actually came to Edmonton. He was going to fight Razor Ruddock.
Mike Tyson's going to fight?
He was back in 1990 at his prime.
Oh, okay.
So Don King was here doing a huge press conference, not far from my house. And all of Edmonton was watching thinking, this is so weird. He's going to have his worldwide prize fight. Again, in his prime, it's probably about 1990 now we're talking. Anyway, so this thing is live in Edmonton on TV, and we're Edmontonians, but Don King is like, oh, you Edmondites, like, how are you? And then as he's talking about this fight, Mike Tyson is doing this, and then he fell asleep in the middle of this live thing. He just went right to sleep. And then they didn't do the fight. It got canceled or something.
They didn't do it?
No. So it was a big hoop to do, for nothing. But the thing is so cool. Every time I see the press conference, Don King and Mike Tyson just like, head going down and falling asleep halfway through it live on television. So it was weird. Weird.
That's
Weird as they can
bizarre.
be.
Well, I
But
looked up some jokes and I
yeah,
found some British jokes.
oh,
They're not very funny.
yeah, there's only,
I
well,
said, I said to the gym instructor, "Can you teach me to do the splits?" He said, "How flexible are you?" I said, "I can't make Tuesdays."
okay. Little
I
zing.
thought that was cute.
Another one was, "Doc, I can't stop singing the green, green grass of home." He said, "That sounds like Tom Jones syndrome. Is it common?" I asked. "It's not unusual," he replied.
Those are, if I had all the musicians on the show and nobody's got a drum thing going. Ding.
Cute.
Two Ariels meet on a roof, fall in love, get married. The ceremony was rubbish, but the reception was brilliant. British. I went to the doctor's the other day and I said, "Have you got anything for wind?" So he gave me a kite.
For wind?
Wind.
Is
I
gas.
saw this bloke
Oh.
chatting up a cheetah. I thought, he's trying to pull a fast one. It's British humor for sure. Thank you.
They'd be in the comedy clubs. They'll be doing this quietly after each joke.
Mhm. What do you got, Morocco?
All right, so I have an odd one, and so it's one of the comedians that I really like, and I'll tell you the name after. But and I've got some of your one-line zingers, so I'll start with this longer joke. But anyway, one of my next door neighbors is a 9-year-old man suffering from Alzheimer's, and every single morning at 9 a.m. he knocks on my door, and he asks me if I've seen his wife. Which means that every single morning, 9 a.m., I have to explain to a 9-year-old man suffering from Alzheimer's that his wife has been dead for quite some time. Now, I've thought about moving, and I thought about just not answering my door in the morning. But to be honest, it's worth it just to see the smile on his face.
That's sad. Oh.
It is.
Who's that? Who's the comedian?
That's Anthony Jelnick, who's pretty dry humor. He's hilarious, and so I've always liked his
That's
humor.
pretty funny.
Yeah, just straightforward. So, and you got to see his face and how he does it. It's a lot better than the Morocco type thing. So
That was
I don't
cute.
know. Morocco's pretty good.
yeah, so I have a couple just Jenna Mammina one-line zinger types that she just did. But so anyway, I was kidnapped by mimes once. They did unspeakable things to me.
Say that
Yeah.
again.
He said I was kidnapped by mimes once, and they did unspeakable things to me. So, mimes,
I did.
mimes. So, and what kind of sushi does Lady Gaga eat?
Really expensive.
Rah 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 rah. Well, okay. Didn't get it. So
I got one for you. I went to buy some camouflage trousers the other day, but I couldn't find any.
Here's another one. So I was at the store buying some frozen pizza and some Pop-Tarts and fruit. And the cashier is like, "You must be single." I looked at her and said, "How do you know that?" She said, "Because you're ugly." So anyway, just kidding. Bad joke. But I'm from a comedian that I know as well. And this one is even.
Slept like a log last night.
Yep.
Woke up in the fireplace.
And this one this is kind of like because you read a lot of news and you see stuff in the newspapers. It says apparently 1 in 5 people in the world are Chinese. And there's 5 people in my family, so it has to be one of them. I kind of think it's my older brother, Bill, but it might be my younger brother, Ho Chin. But I still suspect it's Bill. Right?
A priest, a rabbi, and a vicar walk into a bar. The barman says, "Is this some kind of a joke?"
Yeah.
I do need to have the rim shot after this.
Yeah. And then this one
Went to the paper shop. It had blown away. Yeah, see this British.
It can be done. Like if I had a prop, I would be going, "Hey, this is my step ladder," and I'll be showing you a step ladder. I never really knew my real ladder.
Oh, that's sad.
It's dumb. It's dumb as can be. And then what else? It says, "It's really weird, but I heard music coming from my printer the other day. So I went over there to check on it. Turns out the printer was just jamming. It was okay."
So I went to the Chinese restaurant, and this duck came up to me with a red rose and says, "Your eyes sparkle like diamonds." I said, "Waiter, I asked for a romantic duck." Get it?
Yes. And with Carol out of town today, she's up in Athabasca visiting family, so I can say this joke without her getting too upset. But I haven't talked to my wife in 7 years because I don't want to interrupt her.
I got a cute one, and then we're going to bring somebody else on. What do you call a magical dog? Labracadabrador.
Oh.
Very cute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rich and Cashew. Woo!
And there they are.
Hey, Rich got a haircut.
Yeah, I'm all corporate.
Nice
couldn't
corporate too.
I couldn't let a comedy night go by without making an appearance. You know that.
Please. Please,
How's
please.
everybody?
Hello, Rich.
Hello.
How's your job?
It's busy. Oh, wait. Somebody wants to say hello. Hang on a second. It's been very busy. Hello. Hey, bud. You're on 11:11 with Jenna. That's right. 11:11 with Cashew.
Cashew.
Hey, bud. Cashew. I'm trying to find him. I'm trying to find you a dog sitter right now because I have to go to Las Vegas next week for work for 5 days.
Oh, if I was there.
I know.
Oh,
I know. That'd be amazing. So, Cash, I'm trying to find you one because his regular dog sitter fell off a ladder.
Oh.
And she is immobile and on a walker right now. So she cannot take this little guy. So, gonna have to figure that out. Oh,
please don't go, Dad.
Oh, yeah, I know. Don't go to Las Vegas of all places. Don't go there.
Yeah. How's it going with the we're not supposed to be in residence with Dad?
Oh my God. The saga continues. It's now I have legal counsel now on this.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm basically fighting an eviction. And I've registered him as a service dog and done all those things. And my understanding of the California law around that is that they're not supposed to be able to do that. But I have to go to court to fight it. So,
oh, wow.
not really what I'm looking for in my life right now. So that's why comedy is king right now.
Comedy is queen. Do you have anything?
Oh, yeah, I found some. Well, we'll see if you could figure out who wrote these. I came up with a bunch of one-liners too, and you'll probably be able to figure it out fairly quick. But let's see.
I'm thinking dog sitter. When, what do you need for how long and when?
Late Saturday, this coming Saturday, because I leave early Sunday morning. I have a flight out early Sunday. So Saturday night through I get back Friday morning, the 2nd. And ideally I want them to host Cashew as opposed to him staying here by himself. So if you know of anybody,
no, he would go somewhere.
Yeah. So if you know of anybody, let me know for sure. I've got a couple other leads I'm following up on too. So thank you. So my grandmother's over 80 and still doesn't need glasses. Drinks right out of the bottle. Let's see. Just got back from a pleasure trip. Took my mother-in-law to the airport. Okay. Let's see. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by 4 o'clock. Have you figured out who this is yet? This is all the same guy.
Sounds like who you mentioned earlier, who I missed his name, Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, it does.
You're close. You're close, but it's not Rodney Dangerfield.
Well,
But
it's too clean for George Carlin.
Yeah.
well, hey, look, I know my audience. Come on. I've already pushed the envelope a couple of times, so I'm done doing that. Let's see. When I read about the evils of drinking, I gave up reading.
Jack Benny?
Oh, you
Don
are so
Rickles?
close.
Don Rickles?
You're in the ballpark, guys.
Red Skelton?
Give us
You're
more.
in the ballpark. You're at the ballpark.
Milton Berle.
No. You're circling around this. You're so close. What I tell you, a doctor gave the man 6 months to live. The man couldn't pay his bill, so he gave him another 6 months.
Yeah. Oh my God. There you go.
Richard
All right.
Belzer.
When I told my doctor I couldn't afford an operation, he offered to touch up my X-rays.
I mean, that sounds
All
like
right,
Benny.
I'll give you the one that will give it away. I think this should give it away. Exactly. I take my wife everywhere, but she keeps finding her way back. No, you still don't know.
Carson? No. Johnny didn't do stuff. Was he on the Johnny show regularly?
He must have been on the Tonight Show. I mean, I don't know for sure, but he had to be. I mean, he's of that ilk. My dad was the town drunk. Most of the time, that's not so bad. But New York City? Okay. You can't buy love, but you can pay heavily for it. Okay.
Oh my God. This is
There was a girl knocking on my hotel room door all night. Finally, I let her up.
Oh, that was sad.
Henny
I played
Youngman.
it. Huh?
Henny Youngman.
Bingo.
That's
Oh.
Pat's guess. Pat, good job,
Nice.
Pat.
good drive. Any young man.
He's
my
got, and he's really literally got like a million of them. I mean, this
just
page
more,
goes
just more. I'm
on.
getting good at the rim shot.
This page
At
goes
the
on
YouTube
and on
rim
and on.
shot.
I wish I could say I wrote one funny thing like that. had to go to some old source material.
Yeah, well, the old source is good for sure.
Yeah.
So, but hey, here's one. I thought it was funny. My daughter told me, "What happens when you touch Dwayne Johnson's butt? You hit rock bottom." You hit rock bottom. Get it, rock bottom. Okay. Stupid.
Man, now Morocco's going to break the envelope here.
That's it. I have one, but I can't say it because I looked at it 10 times over, and I'm like, I don't know if it'll make the Facebook thing where people go, cut the link to Rob because it's a little there. It's not, Only if your mind
Go ahead.
is mind
Go
is.
Oh,
ahead.
no, you can't say that and then back away. You know, now you have to.
Okay. So again, I'll hide my face. But what does a deaf gynecologist do?
Oof.
They read lips, dummy. Didn't you know that about deaf people? Anyway,
Wow.
that was actually given
Oh.
to me. That was
Where
given
did
to me
you
by a
get
friend.
that? Did you get that online?
A friend kind of sent that to me as a joke, and he's like, "Oh, it's not dirty. There's nothing dirty." And I'm like, "Wait a minute."
No, if I told that joke, Rob, I would have been banned from 11/11.
You
But
would think
somehow,
so,
You're
okay?
right.
but
You would have
somehow, see, I know, Jenna, I know. So, Rob, it's you. It's all about your delivery and your demeanor and the calmness that you bring to 11/11. Like only you could get away with that.
Well,
And
I'm thinking it's
Well,
more
he
the
did hide his face. He went like this. He felt
I'm shy.
bad.
The algorithms haven't really hit Canada very well on Facebook yet, so that's probably why. But oh,
I actually thought the biggest joke was your weather being 30 below zero. That's the joke.
you have to see the memes on TikTok and wherever. It's hilarious. Like they're going, they show this beautiful snowy weather, well, the best thing about Canada, and then there's a guy pulling a suitcase into an airport going to Hawaii, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's how it feels. Oh, it's just, I hate it because it seemed that summer went too fast, and here we are.
How much snow is there?
Not a lot. Maybe it was about 2 feet, and it's slowly compacting. Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's not like the difference is like Buffalo, I think, is got killed, poor guys. But it's going to be what's 10 degrees? It's going to be like 55 or 60 most of next week. So then I feel sorry for the flooding, and they kind of go like, because Toronto's right there, so we see that. But here it's like it's here, that's it, and it'll continue to be that way. I hate that part. And then the roads, roads are slippery. But now it's hockey, so we can go skating anywhere, right? So for us, anyway. For what it's worth.
30 below. We should have an 11/11 in like a ice cave. Rob.
That'd be fun.
It would be.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody have a couple more jokes?
I had only a couple, I think. One was, why is dark spelled with a K? The word dark. Because you can't see in the dark. Get it? Like the K and dark. Anyway. Yeah. A teacher would laugh. A teacher would laugh at that joke. So, and then 6:30 is the best time. I was still trying to figure it
out. Got it. Oh I got it.
But and anyway, although 11:11 is the best, 6:30 is the best time on the clock, hands down. I guarantee you.
Hands down. Oh,
that's
there
about
you go.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I got it. It took me a couple. We used to have a friend that we said we'd tell her a joke on Friday and she'd laugh about it in church on Sunday.
Oh.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
You have a ready wit. Tell me when it's ready. That's actually funny.
Yeah, it might be.
I just happened to see it at the right time.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, improvisation is like my way of doing it. So improv at any of the clubs that I loved it to death. But I wish I should have tried to get Stephanie on, because she actually does stand-up comedy. So
he does.
She's the most quietest, like,
Oh, I bet she's good.
But and then she invited us. Carol was in Ecuador doing some stuff, and I stayed back one day because she was premiering in a club in Edmonton that's in a real nice area. And so I went, and I was nervous because she's shy. I says, "Oh my God, what is she going to do?" And so these comedians went on stage, and there's maybe 100 people in the audience drinking and half drunk. And then she gets up, and I taped it, but with my video camera or my phone down below. But she killed it. The whole club was screaming, laughing, and everything. and they invited her, other club people that, you know, were scouting talent, invited her to do shows at other clubs as well. Just her, the way her delivery was and stuff like that was just crazy, crazy. So
She's dry but direct.
oh yeah, she's got my dumb sense of humor, but it was so cool, and it was actually a couple times I was like kind of wanting to hide under the chair because it was not as like I'm thinking that can't be my daughter saying that stuff, but it wasn't bad, but it was pretty funny. So yeah, she got huge like a standing O and stuff like that.
Really?
Yep, yep,
Nice.
for sure. So she has my sense of humor to a T. We laugh at the same dumb jokes all the time. I wish I could have shared like a video on here of a comedian. He's indigenous, Bobby Nacho, out of the States, but his jokes are beyond belief funny. Little situation stuff. I'll send you one on Instagram, Jenna, and that's my humor. That's the type I love. So.
My cousin
Bobby Nacho.
Tracy and I watched Bobby Nacho.
Yeah.
We watched
and
Sebastian Maniscalco for like an hour and a half the other night, just one right after another. YouTube clips of him. Are you hip to him, Rob?
no, I haven't. And what's
Sebastian
his name?
Maniscalco. I'm going
No,
to send you a clip tonight. You're going
please,
to be on the floor.
please,
He's
yeah.
hysterical. He's from Chicago. He's Italian. He's first generation. I think his father was born in Italy. He's so funny. He
Oh,
went
okay,
from,
good,
I've
good.
seen him play in a casino to now he does one-man comedy shows at Madison Square Garden.
No way. I probably would recognize him by face, and just by
Yeah.
seeing so many comedians and not knowing who's who. And we
That's
got the
great for him, but boy, I just can't imagine seeing one man stand-up comedy show in an arena. It just seems
Sold
so
out like
Wow.
9 days in a row.
That's crazy. That's great. You must let's put the link on your board so we can all check
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is a funny one. Okay, I'll
And
send it.
it's not like a group of, you know, like a band that maybe a guy has an off night playing the guitar and it's kind of, you know, in the background, but you're by yourself with 20,000 people staring at you.
Exactly.
You know?
And everything you say has to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen that. I thought about that with Dane Cook was doing 3 or 4 nights, I think, at Madison Square Garden, going way back when he was like in his prime before he kind of went kind of sideways. But and he had all those people sitting in the middle of that stage, you know, controlling the crowd. So it does take some skill.
Just a little.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of checking out your stagecraft after Jenna, kind of watching you a few nights in a row lately, and I love that you kind of do an improv thing every night, like you kind of suck the
Different
crowd
song.
in. Yeah, and it's I just think that's great because it keeps it fresh for you, I would imagine too.
Yeah, it's fun because
Yeah.
it gets to see the audience, what they're I get to learn the audience.
And that takes a certain amount of stagecraft. I'm sure you didn't have that right out of the gate when you first started performing, and you've developed your skill over the last however many years, we won't say, but it's been enchanting to have the ability to watch you so up close with your camera, like right on the action and stuff. And we get a vantage point that audience members don't, and it's incredibly intimate, and it's also just kind of fun to watch you work, because I know you're working too. It's not off the cuff. It's a craft, and we all really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But she's a pro. Like Jen is, you can tell, a pro. And when you did your Christmas concert a couple of years ago, I remember you said, I got to learn some of these songs, like, because they were a little different Christmas songs. So you had to like get it, because now you're going to be in front of a bunch of, the church people, the choir, on camera.
Well,
and
sing with a symphony orchestra.
Yeah.
Sing with 70 people on stage is kind of intimidating, because you get to rehearse each song one time.
Because they're on the clock, right? Symphonies are
Their union.
financially, yes. It's all about the Benjamins, isn't it?
Yeah, like
Very
I
unique.
don't, I'd love to be able to be, I do so many presentations for business, like with crowds, and this week I'll be doing a couple at the end of the week, but I'll actually catch myself because I've been doing it so for decades and decades with the same company that I'll think, oh my God, I've just been thinking about all the stuff I have to do at my house while I'm talking to like all these engineers. Was I
When you're
actually, was I talking about work or was I talking what was in my head? So, but I wasn't like it just flowed. But yeah, I seem it's a split personality for real. But it was like I carried on the perfect, all the technical stuff. But I had another conversation of stuff I had to do because it became so automatic. It's just like when you drive and you don't remember how you got there.
You say you wouldn't tell your
what do
gynecologist
you think
joke
that's about? When you
I would,
drive and you don't remember doing it.
it's just subconscious takes over for sure. But it can be frightening. Like if you think, like, what did I just do? You know that you were driving, but it wasn't like you were in sync watching everything. It was just you're on automatic, right? And a lot of people do that. So it does frighten me more nearly as much as the idiots that I see driving on freeways, texting and doing that stuff. Man,
Yeah,
this
that's frightening.
I had another joke as well that was kind of like near gynecologist, like, but not quite. But it was the guy that
Another
was
one
on.
like that?
This is where Rob gets to let his hair down. You can't tell these jokes.
No, no, no,
This
no.
is
It only.
Go ahead, Rob.
I can't remember if it was a movie or thing, but it popped up in my head when I said that joke, and it was basically, a guy who's on stage and he's talking to a group of fairly attractive people and stuff like that, and he kind of goes, well, you know, I'm deathly afraid of public speaking, but as I look at you, I'm also, a sex addict. So I'm struggling looking at you guys naked right now. It's like, I don't know what show that was from, but it was like that. It was stupid, eh? So, and everybody's just kind of looking at him. But anyway, he's public
Wasn't
speaking.
that like that's one of like the old tricks, right, for public speaking to make you
Yes.
relax?
Like
Public
everyone's sitting
speaker.
in their underwear.
Underwear. But
Exactly.
he's going like, yeah, this isn't really working for me. I have a huge fear of public speaking, and as a sex addict, being naked right now isn't working for me either. So or in underwear or whatever it is. So anyway, there we go. I can't remember. I'll have to find the clip or wherever that popped in my head from. So, but anyway, that was it.
So,
Come on, Julie, you
so
have
your
to have
daughter's
one
hey,
joke.
your daughter's going to be in Vegas. Leaving when? When's Steph
So
going to Vegas?
out of the blue, 6 months ago, she said she wants to go to Vegas for her first trip. Now that she's ready to travel with her fiance, she said she's going to Vegas. Never been there before, and I said, okay, perfect. I kind of gave her this kind of direction, so she books the trip, and then I look at it. She's leaving Thursday, which is
That's good on Thanksgiving when everybody's,
well, yeah, going to Vegas, which I think a lot of people go, and then she's coming home on Sunday from
Ooh.
during the airports. But so yeah, she's going Thursday. Didn't really know. Has never been there. Neither has Tyler, her boyfriend or fiance. And so they picked Treasure Island because it's close to.
Oh, I stayed there before.
Yeah, and I stayed there once before, and I said, yeah, it's perfect. They didn't want to spend a lot of money, at the Wynn or something. And
No,
so anyway,
it's right near everything that they might want to go to and all that.
And they can
stuff.
see the ship, do the whole thing, and
yeah. So
That's
they're going
funny.
to go.
I get in the day that they leave. We're going to be ships crossing in the night.
Yeah, I saw your note this morning, and I was like, "Oh, cool! If you were there."
What time do they leave?
They leave here at 2:30 in the afternoon.
What
And
time
get
do they
there.
leave on Sunday?
And they leave, I think, about this 7 o'clock at night. So it's weird. It's an Edmonton direct to Vegas and Vegas back. But so they booked Penn and Teller, which I've been to a few times. But
Oh, they already did that? I was going to see if I'm good friends with Penn.
oh,
I was going to,
so
they got it already. Okay.
yeah, it wasn't cheap. Like I was surprised.
I'm sure.
I said to her, yeah, go to Penn and Teller. I've been to a couple of the shows there, and I can't remember. It was like $300 or something. But anyway, so She watches a show called Fool Us. I don't know. It's a kind of off-channel show, but Penn and Teller magicians around the world come in and show tricks. And if they can get fooled, they don't know how it happened. They give them a little bit on their Vegas show, so they'll come on as a guest magician. So magicians around the world constantly come to the show, and it's called Fool Us. And then she's going to Cirque du Soleil, so one of the
Find
ones
out
right
which
there.
one she's going to.
Okay,
Is
I'll
she
find
going-
out.
Because I have a dear friend, Derek Jones, who's been on the show, bass player that lives in Las Vegas. He's in Ka. So
I
I'd be
think
curious if-
that's the one she's going to.
Let me know
I-
what day they're going, and let me see if Derek can at least come out and say hi to her.
Okay, for sure. I told her to buy the biggest popcorn she can buy. She loves popcorn. I said, make sure to bring it in, because once you're sitting, you can't have this popcorn. I said, it's very important. Listen to me. I kind of told her. So she's going to buy this popcorn. But last time I was at Cirque, they have it's Canadian kind of base. They have these clowns that walk around, and I don't know if they still do it because they probably have some lawsuits, but you walk in with your popcorn and the clown looks at you and you look at him, and like it's kind of cool. And then he goes, "Whoop," and he knocks your bag of popcorn flying in the air. and then constantly, and then
Your
everybody laughs.
container of popcorn.
And everybody's laughing. and 'cause
$55 popcorn.
It happened to me. I was like, I'm ready to punch you in the face, clown. But all of a sudden someone is kind of in the back and they hand you another bag. So then you go to your seat, and then everybody's just watching people coming in with popcorn, and it's the same thing. They go, oh, the clown's like making funny things, and his flowers going, and they're laughing, and then he stares at them and he does this, and their popcorn goes, and they're just the
Underhand.
face. It's so hilarious. So, and then they were thinking of going to America's Got Talent. Believe it or not, has the people who didn't make it do a show there, but she didn't, because she says, I think watching it on TV is enough. Like, and other than
You
that,
get to
that's
see
it.
such talented people, though.
Yeah, like there's some pretty
I think
good.
Cashew could be on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
What do you think is his main talent?
Sure, I'm just kind of
I was hoping-
relaxing.
I was hoping Cashew was going to be like those Instagram, dogs about that size that look so pretty, and then they go pet them, and then they start screaming. But no, she's
Like there's the one that I think I posted it a couple of weeks ago. It was this really cute dog, and he's sitting there, and his owner has a hamburger container, and he opens it up, and he's got a big hamburger, and then he opens up his, and he's got a little tiny hamburger, and he's like,
Yes, I remember
I-
he's
that
so
one.
cute.
I-
Cash.
I posted a link on Jenna's 1111 page of a
Oh,
puppy race during the Indiana Pacers halftime game earlier this evening. These puppies are incredibly cute, but did not get the concept of what a race is.
oh, they did.
Are not
They
moving
were
at
sure
all.
cute.
Yeah.
There's another race that I've seen online. It's dachshunds. They're swimming, and they're really fun to watch.
hot dogs and
Yeah,
water.
So
I'm
have I
really
been-
trying to think.
Have I been pronouncing dachshunds wrong? And it's
No, I think you're
dachshunds?
pronouncing it. I think you're pronouncing it right, actually.
Dash hound.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
mean,
it
that's
was-
how I hear a lot of
thought it was
people pronounce it that way.
Dachshund. Isn't it dachshund?
Dachshunds?
Well, that's-
Dachshund.
I think that's
Dachshund.
the.
I
I think
think-
we Americanized it. I think
Right.
it's yeah. I think that's more the
Ah,
I think
okay.
it was German.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Who
cutie.
do I know that could dog sit Cash?
He's very easy to take care of. He just doesn't like to be left alone.
If I was there in a second, in a
Aw.
millisecond.
Aw, thanks, Jen.
Where are you located, Rich, if I can ask?
I'm in. I'm about 15 miles outside of Oakland,
Oh,
California.
fine.
Yeah, I'm in Northern California, so
What about
kind of near
Henry?
Jen's old stomping grounds, huh?
What about Henry?
Gosh, I I hadn't even thought of that. I don't know
If
how.
they know him.
They know him, and they certainly are dog lovers, and they've got their pup. I just don't know whether they'd want to bring another dog into their sitch. And I'm more than happy to pay a dog sitter, someone who kind of does it professionally.
What about Julie Luce?
Yeah, I'm a little more south.
Cashew, we got to drive to Vegas. We're gonna have to
No,
drop you
I'm
off.
in Fresno. I'm in Fresno.
I know. I'd have to drop him off on the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Trying to think of even somebody in Vegas that I know.
A little drone drop.
Oh, Cash.
Oh, dude, do you know what's gonna happen in just a few days? Daddy's gonna leave. It's not gonna be good. He'll survive. Look at
Well,
that
this
thing.
is really fun, you guys. Thank you.
Thank
Shall we
you.
do it? Shall we resume next Monday night, Morocco?
Yeah, for
Comedy
sure.
night?
I'll plan some material that's funny.
I was thinking about my sister and Katie and Lisa. They could, but you'd have to drive up to Lakeport.
That's a schlep too, and I've got a big heavy week before I leave on Sunday. So
And
yeah, I appreciate that thought, Jenna, but yeah, that probably wouldn't be all that convenient for me to get up there.
and the
What about
Metzgers are too
what
far
about
away.
Marin?
Marin could work in a pinch. I mean, it's not ideal being that I'm in East Bay, but it could work if you know somebody.
Yeah, because you can't leave him there. They can't just come in and walk him. Cashew needs to go to someone's house.
Yeah, especially with what I've got going on right now with everybody. Yeah, and plus
Right.
he's just the worst with being alone. When I leave, he yelps like as if he's being killed, and I mean he cries so loud. He makes such a racket for such a small guy. You're like, okay, I'll stay. I don't need.
I'll quit my job.
Forget about it. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
No, I would totally take him.
Well, thanks. But if you get an epiphany, let me know. Let's see. Let's see. Well, yeah, I was just trying to think who of your Northern Cal friends are on 1111.
That's what I thought. Was the Metzgers close to there?
They're in Southern California.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
That would be fun to see.
Layla and Cashew.
But I know someone that does dogs. I know someone that uses dog sitters quite a bit, and I can ask them if
you think about
someone.
I'm calling a couple numbers. I take them to a local dog park regularly, and I have a couple numbers I still have to call tomorrow.
Why don't you post a photograph of him on my page?
Okay, that's easy enough.
And then, say something, anyone in the Bay Area know of any good dog sitters, and then I'll go from there.
Cool. I will. Thank you for that invite. I appreciate it.
Sure.
I would never do that without you suggesting it. So thank you.
No, please do that, because I know people and I just can't think this second. But yeah, good night, Patty.
Well, nice to visit with everybody, the core group on a Monday night.
That was really fun, Rob. Thank you. I'll get some more jokes for next week. And Thursday night, Thanksgiving, I'll be here. So, and Lynette wants to do. I was thinking about something. I'll just put it out there about doing a holiday singing party. But since everybody knows songs, you might want to come on and sing a song. Not, Corona Roki, but it's holidays. So anybody, Julie, you could come on and sing a song.
Yeah, but I've only got the range of Bruce Springsteen, and I know how.
Well, you're commanding a minimum of $5,000 a ticket then.
There you go.
In fact, I just got Jeff Metzger to send me a PO order on that. I duped him.
Okay, I think I can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Oh, hey, one last thing, Jenna. Is narcy short for narcissistic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little narcy.
A little narcy. I was like, what is narcy?
I just came up with it that day, but I know Narcy David, who's a chef.
Yeah, I hear him on KCBS all the time.
He's
He's great.
He's a lovely friend of mine. His son David is a very good friend of mine, and I've been invited, and I've been invited to their home for dinner many times.
Oh wow, that would have to be a delectable evening, I can
It's
imagine.
pretty incredible.
So
Yeah.
last point about all that, I was like watching your Jeff Metzger show and like commenting out loud because it wasn't live anymore, and I was like, oh, like I wasn't taking umbrage with your point of view so much because I think I tend to agree this was a pointless album for Bruce. But when you think about other vocalists like who have taken on pop standards or R&B songs and pulled it off, and I think I mentioned it in the thread that Rod Stewart, whose voice is bizarre, pulled it off spectacularly, like for many.
Well,
You know,
Rod Stewart could sing before, and then what happened was he had thyroid. He had his thyroid removed, and they nicked his laryngeal nerve, and was unable to sing for a very long time. Julie Andrews, the same thing, but that's why he started doing those records.
weren't those standards more challenging in a way for a vocalist than his?
He was always into those standards, just like Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye wanted to be a jazz vocalist, and they said do this first. Marvin Gaye was obsessed with Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
And do these records first, and then look what happened to Marvin Gaye as far as being a hit R&B singer. And then he did a record, a jazz record. But
and when you say meh about that, is because he didn't have the range, like Bruce doesn't have the range for R&B songs, or when you say
no, he just didn't. It just wasn't it wasn't sexual healing. It
right,
wasn't
right. It's just not. He excels at the R&B.
right.
Clearly,
Right.
okay.
I don't think Bruce should have made this record.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's so weird because I think a lot of artists, what is it with artists when they get past like 70 that they like, maybe they feel like they have nothing else to prove. They don't have to, they've already.
He's worth what, half of like $500 billion now? He can do whatever he wants.
Well, right. So from a complete artist hubris standpoint, it's like WTF. It's like, I can do this and I can put it out and people will buy it or they won't buy it. And it doesn't even matter whether they do or they don't, at least for Bruce, it probably doesn't. But yeah, but there's a lot of artists that do that like all of a sudden just start doing covers and not doing the stuff that made them.
Well, I do covers. I mean, that's part of what I do. I find songs that I absolutely, absolutely love.
But you're an interpreter, and I think as a jazz vocalist, I think you get a lot more leeway in terms of like your material, and it doesn't all have to be your original material. And like you were saying the other night about watching the detectives, it's a completely different song in your arms, and that's what's cool about interpretation. And it doesn't sound like Bruce did that. It sounds like it was more kind of just straightforward covers, right? And not even that.
Yeah, what it is, I think, is the people that work with him. Like Jenna has the range to tackle whatever, right? But I think the people that work with him, when he says, "I think I'm going to do this," and they're like, "Yeah, let's do that. That's good. Good."
Sure,
Bruce,
they're going to make 50
it,
grand right off the top.
Yeah, and so instead of saying, I'd be the guy like saying, "I don't think so. This is not your thing. You're not going to be able to pull this off."
I do that. I'll say, "Hey, let's try this song," and we do it, and I go,
"You weren't feeling it.
Sounds a little Holiday Inn-ish, or I just don't. I can't make it my own. If I can't make
Star Wars,
right? Silly, like when you do a song like Sarah Smiles, you know that song?
All Notes.
Sarah Smiles,
All Notes.
If you do that with a pianist like John R., he would find some chords that would take it to another place, and then I would sing it somewhere else. Versus if we were playing with a trio, if you feel like leaving, hey, welcome to the Holiday Inn, everybody. How you doing tonight? But if it's just John R, it would go into a 2/4 feel, and it would be like a waltz or something.
So the
It's
number of
different.
players, so who you have accompanying you affects how you approach your material too. Because having a solo pianist
Always.
and with his amazing creativity will unleash yours, and then you go flying.
They always make me so much better. My band Jenna and the Charmers, we've done a lot of covers, and like we did 7 days, the Sting tune 7 days. It's brilliant. But then when you try to do other songs, it just sounds kind of like, that's they did it like that for a reason, and that's the way it sounds good. And I sound like I'm gonna be going up to my room in an hour. So
Good night, everybody.
yeah. Or a cowbell.
Well, anyway, I thank you for letting me prolong your show by making sure I got my completely irrelevant points out about the music. So thanks.
Yeah, and I'll
Well,
finish
and I
with
loved that show the other day with Jeff with Lisa in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
It was like off to the side.
The
She said she wasn't ready for camera. So.
But she directed the flow of the on-camera conversation. It's like it was like this voice off camera that was kind of like correcting Jeff a little bit, and then like
What does he call it? What does she call it? His next wife or his next
That's
ex-wife?
what I was gonna say. Yeah, so how much would you pay for a ticket? Well, we'll let his next wife worry about that.
I think that question really put him on the spot. Like if she
It
wasn't,
did.
if she wasn't there in that room when the question, I'm wondering if we would have gotten a more truthful answer.
Right, because he never really answered the question. He kind of skirted around that one really well.
Yeah, if my wife was
funny.
the same. So
But just
Okay, what? Go ahead.
I was going to say one last point, and then because I know it's getting late for you Easterners right now, but because you talked about interpreting songs, I still think to this day the best song, especially on a good stereo, like on my system when I listen to it, it's outstanding. I mean, you one day when I get you and your mom out this way, you can hear it, but is Hooked on a Feeling in Black. I can't even begin to tell you. So I think
Rolf and I did it the other day.
Did you?
We haven't played those songs we did them at Jazz Fest, but other than that, we had not. Rolf and I had not been in a car the other day when he drove me to where I was going in Weehawken.
Weehawken.
We had not sat in a car together for 3 years.
Wow.
Wow.
2.5 years. And we used to be in the car 7 to 8 hours at a time. And he asked me a question about something, and I said, "Didn't I tell you?" And he goes, "No, we hadn't." And I went, "Oh, well." And I told him the story, and he goes, "We got to get back on the road so we can catch up on stuff." But
and to my point earlier, your Scarsdale gig, you guys clearly were enjoying each other's company so much on stage. It was totally like in your face. It was very palpable that you were just like digging being each other, and it came out in the music. It totally did.
So
that environment's intense.
Yeah.
It's a classical school, and so there were 60 people in that room. Majority of them are parents of children that go to school there.
Wow.
It's a music school. So it was all classical. And we've done that gig 4 times. And the very first time, it was the first duet is going to be by a string and pianist, and they're playing Rachmaninoff, blah, 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 blah. And I'm watching it going, why am I here? I can't be here. I got to get out of here. And then the next one was a flute tribute and something to Beethoven's fifth, something. And I just walked up to Ralph. I go, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I'll feel like I'm singing Sesame Street songs to what these people are playing. They're playing duet, piano, Chopin, duets, and this and that and the other. And then we went up and they loved it. And the other night we ended up getting a standing ovation, and people couldn't believe it. It was It was really cool. It
So
was really
outstanding.
cool.
But like the
Yeah.
song that I played, I had 3 musicians with long histories in Canada, nothing super professional, and a couple of audio files. So I played that song and they were completely, utterly blown away.
Hooked
I'm
on
not, I got to find out like Black Hole Sun, what made you combine it and how you did it, but you pulled it off. We'll have to have a show one day just talking about your music.
I don't think I've heard you do that cover yet. Oh my God.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous.
Posted.
Hooked on
It's
a
really
feeling.
great. And we did it the other day, and we'd done it one time in 2.5
Wow.
years. It's it's
Along with
hooked.
all your other music.
But it ended up being that ended up getting played a lot on jazz radio because my brain, Brad Meldau
What does he play?
he did a version of Black Hole Sun, and I think it became familiar in the jazz world. I think it was Brad that did it. Yeah, here it is. I'll post it for you on this page.
Oh, thanks.
But in combination with Hooked on a Feeling, just
Did that inspire
outstanding.
you? Was that the version that
No,
inspired?
I'm a big Soundgarden fan.
Or at least a big
And
Chanel fan, yeah.
it was really funny when we first did it. We did it at a show once, and that part where they go hooked on a feeling, bum ba dum bum, the whole crowd went bum ba dum bum. So we had fun.
Yeah,
We're doing. Oh, you know what we're working on now?
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys. Remember the REO Speedwagon song "Keep on Loving You"?
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna keep on loving you. And
I
Rob's
stopped
gonna just
REO Speedwagon.
shred.
Go
Love REO Speedwagon.
But-
And we're doing a version of Crazy Fingers. We did that on a record too.
Yeah, I've heard you do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
it's true.
That,
And
that was the name of the REO Speedwagon album. I didn't say that out of the blue.
title of the record.
And for 2 years, I thought it was
Record.
Mario
There's
Speedwagon.
There's a fish with a tuning fork next to it, and that's the cover of the album.
For what, Rob? You thought what?
Oh, for 2 years, I was in like 17, 18, and I would hear it on the radio and stuff. I thought it was Mario Speedwagon. I was like, and
Mario
I did.
Brothers Speedwagon.
and my wife laughs at me all the time because I listen to the instruments and I love the music, the voice, but I don't pay attention to a lot of the lyrics. So I'm like, is that what they're saying? Like all the time, years later. But I thought it was Mario Speedwagon, and he looked like an Italian with the hair, you know. And then one day I'm looking at the album. Wait a minute. So
Oh, that's funny.
Hey Jenna,
What did
do you do any Neil Young covers?
Yeah.
Which ones?
I did one this last year with help you guys. Carl Hess.
You did.
yeah, it's actually on one of the. I think I had to change it up because I had it on one of the commercials, and we might have had a thing because it was Carl playing the guitar. Yeah, what the hell was it? I'm trying to.
What song did you do? That
Oh my
terrible.
god! Yeah,
You know,
I'll find
you
it.
know Margot Price?
From the Cowboy Junkies.
No.
No.
No. Although that was Margot Timmons.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, wrong Margot. Yeah,
Wrong
what do I
Margot. You know
But
Margot Price?
I know that's the Mario Speedwagon and me not listening to the whole thing.
You know Mario Price. The reason why I asked about Neil Young is because I just saw Margot and her husband do an acoustic cover of "Hey Hey My," and I immediately thought of you, Jenna, because you could destroy us with an acoustic version.
After the
Yeah,
Gold
but they
Rush.
did it.
After the Gold Rush.
After
Isn't
the
it?
Gold
No,
Rush. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Cool.
popped in my head.
Cool.
My brain wasn't getting it.
Cool.
And Rob, you guys know that Rob made that cartoon, right? I can't copy them for some reason,
You,
Rob.
you know what? Today it was because I'm taking tomorrow and Wednesday off. I was actually making a comedy one for comedy night tonight, but all of a sudden I got pulled away to help somebody. But yeah, I'm gonna make a new cartoon for you, but I just got to figure out which of the theme shows, and then we'll plaster it everywhere. So
They're so good.
uh, they're goofy.
Here's my After the Gold Rush too. I'll post it on the page.
Thanks, Jennifer, for staying up so late.
Oh, it's my
That's it.
pleasure. Why, what do I, it's that or dead to me right now. It's this or dead to me.
Oh,
So.
I'm sad with that to me. We've been watching.
Oh,
it every night. But it's okay. It's okay. Oh, I didn't know. Well, just to let you know, I was watching Ted today. Nothing about the show. Nothing about the show. They don't die yet. No, just kidding. I don't know. I'm only on episode 3 or 4. But Carol was telling me about you know, the actresses on there. I can't even remember her name anymore.
Oh
From
yeah, Christina Applegate has MS.
Yeah, I was like, and I started reading the story, and I'm like, oh. Anyway.
She's brilliant. It's a brilliant show. Good night, Cashew. Let's find you somewhere to stay in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Sorry to keep
Right.
you guys late.
Good night,
All right,
everybody.
good night. Take care.
Good
See you
Bye.
guys this week.
Yeah, good
Later
luck,
on.
Rich.
Jump on anytime.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
night.
Oh, nobody kept me on here. I was happy to be here. This was a blast. I had a great time.
Thanks.
Good night. Good night.
You take care.
Good
Bye,
night, Julie. Thank you for the tour. Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the inspiration today.
Thank you.
Bye. Sleep
Bye.
well.
That's how we roll here. I can't dance right now. Good night. That was so fun. Love hard. Really hard.